If Keira Knightley were my friend for the end of the world, I could think of so many things to do. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World stars Steve Carell and Keira Knightley. It's a comedy drama about the end of the world. This giant asteroid is hurtling towards Earth. It's going to end in a few days. Pandemonium in the streets. People are fleeing their jobs. In the opening scene, Steve Carell's wife literally just runs away. She doesn't want to have anything else to do with him. And he starts to regret this past love he had. He wants to find her. He runs into Keira Knightley, who wants to find her family, and they decide to help each other do the last few things they want to do before this asteroid hits Earth. Now, lately I've been trying to do this thing where I don't watch too many trailers, unless they're for a Christopher Nolan movie, of course. And I wish I had done that for this movie, because the trailer for this film spoils almost every joke for the first 30 minutes and most of the funniest ones from the rest of the movie. And it makes it look more like a straight comedy, and so people are going to be disappointed by the fact that this is really actually more of a drama with some really light, sweet moments interspliced throughout. And I enjoyed this film a lot. I thought it was a really subtle movie. You know, it was lightly funny. And Steve Carell's really good at that. He has that everyman charm to him, but he's also hilariously funny sometimes. But in this movie, his performance is more akin to, say, like Little Miss Sunshine or Dan in real life. He's really good here, and so is Keira Knightley, and I really like their chemistry with one another. I thought that they worked really well together on screen, and it was clear that they had a nice rapport with one another, and it really came across in this movie. I really liked the way their characters interacted. Some of the best parts of this movie are some of the more longer scenes where their characters are just talking about things in their past, or things they would like to do, or things they regret, or things that they're happy about. In particular, this one chat they have by a fireplace in a house at night, they just talk about their past and everything, and they learn about each other. It was a great scene. This movie has a lot of really good scenes in it throughout, but it also has a few problems too. Largely, there's a pacing issue here. It seems like the movie is kind of a mishmash of two different genres. The movie also has a bit of a bleak and at times depressing feel, and that's understandable considering the subject matter, the world's gonna end, but it just sort of clashed with the different styles the movie was giving. It went from very funny to very dramatic to kind of depressing, and then they all kind of mixed together. And it's a little hard to navigate that emotional journey throughout this movie. It's strange to figure out how you feel, but this movie has good and likable characters, and that's really the high point of a film, is when you feel that the characters are people you want to stay with, that you want to be with them, you care about them, you want to see where they go. The movie also has a really good scene, which was of course largely spoiled in the trailer, in which they go to this place called Frenzies. It's this restaurant. TJ Miller works there, and TJ Miller's hilarious. You know, he's a really good stand-up comedian. I like him a lot. And it was just a really nice high-energy scene that kind of picked the film up for a while. But really my main problem with this movie is the fact that it navigates so many different genres and feelings that it's hard to really latch onto it in that sense. But at the same time, though, if you were faced with the end of the world, I guess a person would kind of go through those kind of feelings where at one second you're feeling really happy, you're trying to make yourself feel good about something, and the next second you're not feeling too good anymore. So in the way that mishmash kind of applies to the situation, I'm rambling a little bit here, but for the most part I enjoyed Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. It's not an absolute must-see, but I still enjoyed this movie, and I thought the actors really saved it. I'm going to give Seeking a Friend for the End of the World a B. And as always guys, if you like this review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmanized.